Good afternoon, traders. Hello and welcome to this live trading stream. We are live. We have the Fed minutes out. And hello everybody. So let's just make sure that the sound is all good and you guys can hear me. There's going to be obviously a little bit of a delay here as per usual. Don't forget the legal trade disclaimer. Everything we cover here today is non-financial advice and it's for educational purposes only. So hello. Please let me know if the sound is good. Should be okay. I can see everything there. And as always, also don't forget to smash the likes there, because it's always nice. So H1PS Sundays bueno. Eric, hello my friend. Eric is in the house. Okay, let me just quickly go to the beginning to say we've got Dav, MMZ, Air Florida, Doms, Thomas, Wellcraft, Banks, Phil, Joshua, Mads, Groundhog Racing, hello from Zurich, hello Zurich, Dominic Russell, hello, Powell Strocker, my friend, Flo, that pro nuggets, nice. Yeah, let's drop some nuggets. Dav, Zazahi, good afternoon, hello, Flo, Dav, Daniel, Eric, Zaza, there's a few in here, Tim. All right, let's go through this. John, D-Plush, Splash, H1PS, Karin, D-Plush, Gasper, Camille, Fastok. There's quite a few people in here, so nice to see. Okay, perfect. So much to cover. I hope. Hello from Portugal. Portugal, hey, good job. Nice. So yeah, we've had Yannick is in the house. Hello, my friends. Yeah, we've had, honestly, if you remember, you know, Severin in our house as well. Hello, my friend. Good to see everybody here. Very well. Yeah, so yes, Severin finished a couple of hours stream earlier as well. Banger of a stream. So if you're a champion, you were there, you saw how incredible that was. We've had so much volatility. You can see here in Q, I mean, we've dropped from the open all the way down to 23,000 pretty much and $30. And we've just retraced some of that, but with the Fed minutes now coming in here on the terminal saying that the many noted full effect of tariffs could take some time. And this is the problem. So the tariffs, we know it's an issue at the moment, and I think that's what the Fed has been saying for a long time. They can't really price things in because they don't have the data. These tariffs obviously takes some time to come into effect. So I think that's why it's being sticky. However, I love how Trump is really milking the whole way and calling or telling him to, you know, like calling the cook. So it's nice. It's a great time to be alive. But several say that the rate may not be far above neutral, which is interesting. So the market reacting there with a little bit more negative. So let me just quickly read this again. So Fed minutes, some participant says that it would be not feasible or appropriate to wait for a complete clarity on the tariff effects on inflation before adjusting monetary policy. So yeah, bit mixed there. But the thing is, the stock market is yeah, it's just a beast. We have so much volatility. We had a lot of volatility on BTC, which we'll cover now as well. Need more data every time. They need the data, and I can understand to a certain degree. But at the end of the day, the world needs to, you know, continue, move on, and yeah, everybody's got a job to do. So hello from Italy, Simon there, Easy E, Robert, Duram, Jordi, Fasnoki, Mario. All right, so everybody, hello. Don't forget to smash the likes. We have about 500 people watching, which is nice. And yeah, so what we're going to do today, as always, don't forget, not financial advice, anything we cover. We'll cover some altcoins. We'll cover BTC. I did a plan this morning. I already took a couple of trades on BTC as well. And I am up actually in the day. It's been really volatile. I am up quite a bit on the day. You can probably see, let me just go, let's turn this off. Let me just quickly, where is it? Let me just, yeah, there you go. You probably can't quite see that. There you go. So that's on the screen there showing. That's how much I am up on the day to day. And I honestly feel like on trending days, it's you know, it's kind of, I don't want to say the word easy, but you know, when you have a trend, it's, you know, it's really nice. But yeah, let's go over to potentially now. Let's see. I'll keep the chat up here so I can see you guys coming in with your chats there. But yeah, Severin killed it as well earlier in the P&L grinding up. That's it. Let's grind up a little bit more. I will keep an eye on this screen here. So for those of you who are new, this is a, you know, just like bookmap. So we're currently flirting with the view up here. I'm actually going to put on this screen here so you can see we're currently trying to flip it. We've looked above, came back below, and we're trying to flip that view up, but it's still kind of like a bit early. So I'm going to give a little bit of time and then we go with that momentum, because once we get in the trade, we can adjust our stop loss very tightly, and we can also look at BTC. So while I'm keeping an eye here on my other screen, let's go over to BTC, and this is what I was looking at this morning. So for those of you who are members and are part of the Champions group, this is what I do every day. I share my trading setups, and this morning I was looking for a drop down into that 113. Okay, so just below the lows, 235, and that was maybe there's quite a few lines here, but let me just quickly explain. So we have the point of control from yesterday, the RTH session, as well as the settlement just below. So I actually, just before lunch, I actually laddered into a position down here as we dropped initially, and then took it all the way up to the highs. We spent so long up there, I flattened that position, got stopped on the rest, and then I watched the drop into our second level of support. Okay, so as we were touching that level back again down there, reclaim, go back into the long trade, and took it above the range highs, which is where I then took a nice little short, which was that 114,345, just above the highs. It's still acting as resistance. Okay, so but let's just zoom out a little bit on the higher time frame, and let me show you this. So I've not been quite bearish on BTC, even though we've dropped quite a bit here, but what I'm looking at currently is that BTC down here is still kind of at support. So this is the 50 simple moving average, and we are just bouncing from it, and we've seen this many times. I mean, this time could be different. Okay, we could smash through the 50, but we know that this typically offers really good support. You can see back when we retested the 100k, look through, back above, and that's where we're sitting currently. So this is support until it's not. So until it's not broken, we want to see at least a close below. And yesterday we came down, we touched a close above it. Today, obviously, we've looked below, come back inside. So we kind of need at least today's close and tomorrow's close for that matter, because obviously we may still close below. The day's not finished yet. So it's one of those that in trading, sometimes, depending on the higher time frame you're trading, you have to wait a little bit for that confirmation. But even when we zoom out, you can see that, this 50 on, really established uptrends, you can see that the respect is really well. So, I'm keeping it on my chart just to say that when you are at these sort of levels, it's not a good idea to be shorting the market. It's okay to take these little scalps that you can see, for example, as it comes up to resistance that we marked this morning. I'm going to try and clean this a little bit. We had obviously the trend line, you had the previous month midpoint, all of that resistance there at 114,345. It's okay to take these little scalp shorts, but it's not the best place because of where BTC is in the higher time frame. So you can see this simple moving average on the daily, it's kind of acting as support. So this is yesterday's, the close, and today we're waiting for that close. And I'll be marking this tomorrow to see, okay, where are we? So today it's still sitting at 113,458-ish, and we'll see tomorrow. Okay, and also if that's nice. If you have, I know if I say this, there's going to be like a few requests coming through, but I'm happy to take a look at a couple of coins. So if you want me to look at some coins, I'll look. But before I do that, let me share with you a setup that I shared with the members some time ago. So you're looking here at Mantle, and just before I took a couple of week break, well, actually a little bit longer than that, but a little bit before. So, we hit the extended move. So this is Mantle, right? Coinbase. So you have the high here, you have the high, and then you have a low. Okay, the way I like to do this is pretty simple, is just look for the high again. All right, so this is the high, and this is where we came. I did not partake on this, okay? So I did not take that trade. However, I wanted to be involved in this because I thought this was gonna obviously go higher. And for that, what I wanted to see was a full retracement back down to the 50%. So from the high of this move, I wanted to see a retrace to the 50% of this move. I bought that 70 cents. Well, while I was on holiday. This was actually getting filled over the Friday and the weekend. And then since then, we've seen the full rotation. Okay, so this is did the full rotation all the way up to number one, which is the extension of this move. So from here to then there. Okay, so this is the full extension and beyond. So we're up already more than 100%. So if I just measure from entry to where we are, that's around 90%. On that coin asset whatever you call it. I've shared quite a few others, but I'll leave those for the champs. But in the chat, if you want me to take a look at some coins, please let me know. Happy to take a look at it. And I'm still keeping an eye here on the NQ to see if I can just increase that P&L and just take a couple more trades. You can see, like what I was saying earlier, you know, we are hovering around view up, but it's still early. It's still kind of not decided where the direction is. Currently, we had a failure above and we're trending lower. So this is the 15-minute. I'm actually going to hide view up. I don't want the noise here. I'm actually going to mark this low. So this is the candle that's made the high. And let's see if we can reject that at around 23.50. So I'm just going to zoom in and we'll see if we've got any support here from the level 2. Okay, and yeah, that share, I shared that trade way before it came to fruition. Again, you probably remember then there. Okay, so let's have a look. Hello from India. Hello. But yeah, just to go back on BTC very quickly. Here's what all I'm going to say about BTC currently is I would not be shorting down here. Okay, I mean the stock market is, you know, pulling back. I even shared with the members that 6400, we're back at 6400. 6400 is a key area. Okay, so this all 6400 here is a really big key area, and we kind of like back there again. So you know, we kind of have to wait as well here in terms of like higher time frame. But it's nice to see the NQ also hitting that 50 there earlier this afternoon. But yeah, on BTC, just be patient here. Be patient and don't be the one shorting the lows. You know, you don't want to be the trader that adds fuel to that squeeze should price go back inside the range. So you're a bit early here for the longs. You know, it's okay to take a scalp because at some point those scalps can turn into a nice swing trade, day trade, etc. So don't be shorting down here. Again, not financial advice. But yeah, that's what I was going to say about Bitcoin there. And yeah, let's take a look at this chat and see what the requests are. And I'll keep an eye here as well, and we can do some trades. I'm just watching. Okay, so ETH. Okay, ETH. I'm just going to scan and see which one. Yeah, basically I was just showing a BTC here. So don't be the one shorting the lows. That's what I was showing. Don't be the one shorting the lows down here, okay? Request for the correct screen. Yes, it's there. Yeah, honestly, not financial advice, but BTC is that support. So give it some time, okay? And yeah, you probably also missed me talking about the ES here. So here's the 6400s that I was talking about. So here's the 6400s. This is such a big pivot level here. Yeah, if you remember, you know what was happening around there when just before I went on holiday, we actually had the drop, as you can see there. So yeah, 6400 big pivot, and yeah, we've already had quite a big drop today. So yeah, let's keep this on BTC, but let's go to these requests. Okay, so very quickly, let's take a look. Tia and Agen. Okay, we can look at those. EOS was a legendary back in it. Absolutely, yes. All right, let's go. Okay, let me look at Tia then. Okay, I do like Tia. Okay, so don't look at the stop loss and entry. Just basically, in fact, we can actually hide this. Let's just let's hide that. So I like Tia here, to be honest. I actually like this a little bit more long term. We're still working with all of this resistance. Okay, so Tia has still got quite a big resistance here to break. So as you can see, it's still on a very relentless downtrend. You know, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So just hitting this. However, when we do snap out of here, this will get some nice follow through. Okay. So currently I see this on this kind of nice sideways accumulation. You've already attempted the trend line. You've come back below. You can see that this kind of like pinkish line is a anchored view up from the lows. And we kind of like, we've been spending so much time around it. And typically that means accumulation. Okay, we can see down here. And yeah, this could be here for a while more, but we want to be monitoring price here. And the other thing that it's a kind of like nice sign here is that we are now with this 50 on the daily, the 50 moving average. This is just a simple moving average. I like to keep it simple when looking long term. You know, we have now, and this is what I've been doing every day, we've gone from a downtrend, and I'll hide price for you to see. So there's no price here. Let's hide this as well. You can see that we've gone from a downtrend to now every single day we actually, you know, pricing higher. So the average on the daily for the 50, it's actually moving up rather than, let me just zoom in. So here we go. So yeah, it's going up. So that's a good sign that this price is kind of now like in a sort of accumulation range. Okay, so obviously we know we're going to have that 100 there around $2.50 as resistance should it get there. But for now, it's kind of like something to keep an eye on. So I like this. And obviously if you're talking about targets, I mean, we're going to have to look at least for 370 minimum and then 620. Okay, let me just keep an eye here. I like NQ. It's just finally taken the lows there of this 15-minute candle. Let me just see if there's a trade here for us. We've got view up above. I have to go down to a 1 minute. Look at that nice candle there. Yeah, straight from the open. So really no pullback there. That's why using the level 2 is a little bit better sometimes, because you can go higher but have a closer stop loss. So let's see if we can get a little pullback, because we've now, like, it's very similar to this. Okay, so look here on a really low time frame. You've got very similar price action where you've broken through those highs. So this is what I'm saying, like, you know, this is a 1 minute. Obviously, this is a daily. It's very, very similar. So you've got tier there. We'll take a look at more coins. I'll be here for a couple of hours. So not to worry. But let's see if we can get a little scalp here. So there's the 12s, the 10s. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I actually made it so that you could see the level 2 fine. So there's some orders there. I've got this on tick. Okay, let's put this on 60. So I'm just waiting here. It's nice to see there's pricing above on the 20s. But unfortunately, I don't like the structure on these two candles here. I would have liked to see this first candle to come down at least down to the 10s. This initial candle, not this one. So it's a little bit tricky now. Let's see if they reclaim it. And then we can go back to our coins once we get into this position. And we can aim for at least that 53 there, which is above these highs. Okay, we kind of hit those 10s, but I would have preferred if we did it on the first candle. The second one always gives me the impression that, you know, price sometimes, yeah, like it's doing now, but sometimes it goes a little bit deeper back down to view up 200 when you have a candle in the middle. Let me just zoom in so you can see actually really well here. Yeah, it's broken. Okay, let's try and squeeze up to view up. I'm gonna mark it on this one as well so you can see it up there. Come on, give us 20s. Just waiting. Yeah, you do have sound. Sound is good. I'm on the correct screen. Everything is fine here. So let me just see if we can get a little pullback and then just head back up. I want to see a big order here. And then we can attempt this up to view up. And stop could be just below. They didn't drop too deep there. This is what I was saying about that candle there in the middle. This candle has really kind of like wrecked this trade. And basically what I was looking for here was like for this particular candle to come down deeper, not this one after. So we kind of have to wait for the structure now to just get going. So 1, 2, 3. We can go higher. We can go 20s. But that will give us only 380. So we'd have to put our stop just below here, just below 14s. So let's see. Let me zoom in a little bit, and we'll go as soon as we snap out of there, I'll go with the trade. Meaning hit those 20s, snap out, and then I'll go in. Okay, let's try. Basically, it needs to go now. So it's just an attempt. If it doesn't go, we want to be out. So maybe 16s down here. And it's because I don't like the structure here. There you go. I don't like it. And this is why this candle here gave me the clue that it typically doesn't want to just go yet. And yeah, that signature there. So I'll wait a little bit longer and then we'll catch the next trade. Let me just see that there. Yeah, nothing too much there. And I'll share the P&L as well while we're doing this. So there you go. So that's now. And I'll put it back when I'm on a trade. Okay, let's go back to, while this is still forming the trade, let's go back. So TIA, we've had a look. You have your targets as well. What was the other coin? All right, let me just go back. I see someone asking for, let's do coins that are on the top tier, okay, for now. And then we can, I wish we could do a voting thing on here, but I don't really have that to do voting. But yeah, let's do it again. So I see Bonk, ADA, okay, Ethereum. Let's go Ethereum very quickly. So Ethereum, let's go to the weekly. Okay, so Ethereum is bullish, and I've shared with the members that I'd like to see Ethereum at least trade above that 5k, and we did look for a pullback. Okay, but this current structure doesn't look the best. I feel there is a little bit more room here to the downside. That's why I've put an alert just below 3,895. I feel we could go through that again. So what I've marked here is the low from the left at 4,100 and call it 60. Okay, so this low is important, which is this low here. So I've marked this low, which is where we're bouncing from now. And then I've marked this high. The second Ethereum trades back above that high, it's on a buy kind of like shift. And then I'll be looking for those 5k. So until then, you kind of have to be cautious here because, you know, we are still printing lower and we open right at the lows and we're currently up here. So it's a nice rise, but, you know, we've not closed the day here and this low looks really ugly. One thing we could do potentially is look at the CME. I'll tell you what, actually, let me look at, yeah, and with BTC now rejecting as well, you can see here BTC on the CME, we're coming back inside. That 14,500 is acting as resistance. So let me just see. Yeah, so Ethereum here, I don't know. I feel like with this low on the daily does not look the best. Let me just delete those two things. I feel like if you didn't buy lower on ETH, up here is really hard, and I'll show you why. When you go from, I mean, doesn't matter how you do this really, to be honest, on ETH, but when you go from your, let's call it the all-time high, and let's call it 5,000, all the way to the lows here from back in, what was that, 2022? 2022. You can see that we are, so think about risk to reward, okay? So you have the 50% here, you've got the 75%, 25%. So here, great for longs, here, bad for longs, right? Because you are above it. And we are all the way up there. However, what we can do here is split this range a little bit further. But I would say right now on Ethereum, a good place to be alerted is down at just below 4K. So, you know, anyone buying that 4K psychological level might see a wick through. And at that point, we could see this 50, you know, slowly getting closer. So we can't, I feel we might have a little drop here. Even if we push up to that high, so, you know, 44, we could potentially see that new low here. I think that's what I would look for. And then if this holds, you want to take this up to 5K and beyond. Okay, so the trade looks like this, not where we are. Where we are, it's a low probability trade. So I'd be waiting for a good setup here. Okay, so I would not be rushing into a trade. Let's just delete that. Right now on ETH, maybe potentially even a little scalp short, but you have to be careful with the shorts now because you can get a squeeze. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And yeah, that's ETH done. Any other coins? Okay, someone keeps asking for ONDO. Let me just load this up very quickly. ONDO. Can you just give me the ticker? Is this the one? Ondo USDT by Bit? Let's take a look. And I'm going to start on a weekly. I don't really like it. I'll tell you what, this one being here at $1, I don't really like it. This is one of those that you prefer, you want to buy higher because where you are now, you don't have a trade. Look, just this is like a 50-50 just by looking at the high and the low. Look at that, you're at, it's 50-50. So from high to low, you're at the 50-50. This is a no trade zone here. You're basically at fair value. Look, price has been since 2024, the beginning or whenever this started, you're at fair value. So you want to buy higher, meaning you want to see this reclaim and then buy the pullback. So you want to buy 120 and move back down and then aim for higher. Because until then, it's just this accumulation here and this one here just does not look good enough for me to be involved. So I would not like this one. It doesn't have what I seek on a asset to get involved. Even though I can see the potential of a rotation higher, I would prefer to see that rotation to say, okay, I'm here now. I acknowledge that this is a bit stronger. So give me that, give me the pullback down to it, and then I can buy the pullback down into 110, just above it, 110, 120. Okay, so that's that coin there. Yes, that's the Ondo. Yeah, there you go. So cookie. Is there a cookie? Is there a coin called... Oh, there you go. We are kind of pushing again back up. I'm going to have to attempt this. The problem here, we're getting very, very close to VWAP now, our target. Let me just go on a 15-minute again. I'm going to hide VWAP. Give me a second. We'll be here a while. This is only 30 minutes. So yeah, do smash the likes and give me those requests. So I'm just waiting here to see. Because I feel we can push here, but we just need to flip this VWAP and get momentum above it. Looking for a potential trade long here. Okay, there you go. So into the 20s again. So this is the same zone from earlier. It's just price is just finding it hard to break above this. So when it does break above it, it will clean it. So there's a nice deeper pullback now. I'm just looking to see if it's going to hold here, the 17s, 15s. Bit of support coming in. Yeah, don't like how that opened down there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to wait still. Okay, let's go back to our polygons, maybe. Arbitrum, Paul. Okay, so let's go. I actually have Arbitrum here. I do like Arbitrum, actually. However, I'm not on this yet, this one. But I do like it. I feel like this is good. Let me go down to a daily. You can see here. And I feel you kind of have to wait. I have an alert down there at 44.50, call it. I feel like we can still have a nice pullback. But yeah, I can see good potential on this one. And you can see my targets there. You can see how I'm looking at this. So yeah, I want to see a pullback at least down to those 44, 45s. And we did get the move. Just didn't like the candle as it was. Let's see if we can get with the break up to that key level 52. That would be, it's not a lot though, needs to come down a bit deeper. Just waiting here, seeing if I can get into this little scalp. Because it's starting to look nice here. We'd be looking, if we can break above this 53, 54, we can start to look this for a little squeeze. Yes, it's also looking good. A little bit late here. Okay, you're very welcome there. Yeah, I'll do TRX as well. Let's go back to this because I think I've missed that one there. So yeah, I do really like Arbitrum, and you can see my level. So I've got an alert down there at 44.44 or 44.45. What was the other one? TRX. Someone is asking for TRX for some time now. Let's go TRX. And I'm going to go, it doesn't matter. Let's go. Do we have this on Coinbase? I like Coinbase. Yeah, we go Binance Tron. Just see if I can go into this trade. It's just not the best pullbacks here. They're very shallow. To show what I'm doing here. Yeah, we want to see this kind of hold. And yeah, look all the way above that. So there is room. We'll just delete this. We could go with a tight one here. Tight scalp back up to range high. It's just always hard to buy VWAP. Because you know it is trying to flip it, but it's not confirmed yet. But I can see that it's trying to push through into those levels above. But this is resistance, so we need to wait. Yeah, there you go. There's a break. Missing those trades. Yeah, I'll do LTC and TRX next. All right, so TRX. I mean, TRX. Well, at least it's moving up. Good old Tron. I mean, what is the exchange with the oldest history? This is Binance, so it should have, what was this? 2018, yeah, that should be it. Yeah, when you have a week like this, it's kind of like, you know, that is the target and you have to look above it and it's 50 cents. So we're kind of now on a really like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 9th week. So I'd say absolutely no long trade here. You cannot long after 9 weeks of, you know, relentless buy. And there you go. Look, very similar to BTC currently. You can see here, this is the daily. You know, here's the 50, goes down once, twice, moves below. But look at this candle here. Look. So remember what I said earlier about BTC. Through that 50, you want to see one candle close, but then you want to see the next day close. And look how beautiful this is on TRX. You open, this is the open of this candle. So this is the daily open, full session open right there. But where's the close? All the way back above that line. And then look at the days that follow. Once, twice, 3, 4, and back above with a close. Tests it and it's off to the races. Okay, so that is just a simple moving average, the 50. And yeah, even the crypto traders look at that. So that's incredible to see. But yeah, right now you cannot buy where you are. You know, in fact, you kind of want to wait for a little pullback here. I mean, I'd go from, you know, the pivot low to where we are. Yeah, and there you go, 30, 32. So you want to wait for this. You want to wait for this for a nice retracement, at least all the way down here, and then you look for 40. So, oops, there you go. You want to wait for this to go at least to 30. So we can set an alert down there. So I'm going to put 32.50. There you go, 32.50. And then just keep it simple. Okay, so that's TRX. Yeah, I did miss that trade there, but never mind. And I'm looking at BTC as well. BTC is stuck actually, so there's no trade here where BTC is. I'm going to put on a 15-minute. You can see BTC is kind of stuck here. So this is a 15-minute chart. There's no trade here on BTC. We are stuck. So you kind of have to wait. But the stock market, yes, I mean, I can see it. It's trying to push through that level. And then if it does, I mean, we have to look for the highs, you know. So now that we have the trend break, we can probably go and jump on the wagon. I don't use EMA, no, casinos. I use just a simple moving average on the daily, on the weekly, and on the monthly. Monthly, not so much. Monthly, typically I go down to a 5-month moving average or 3-month. Okay, this is holding here. I might attempt a quick scalp here. It's holding the pullback. But yeah, let me continue. So the other one that someone said earlier was Jesus, there's a lot of requests. What was the other one? Link. Okay, that was it. Link. Let me just add link. Let's go on Coinbase. Yeah, Links looks nice. Link is very similar to Ethereum, right? Where there's, you know, plenty of upside and we're still trading around. And look at the accumulate. Look how long it took for that accumulation. This took a good part of 22 to 23. So a good year's accumulation, and now we've broken. This chart reminds me so much of Coinbase. Look at this. So if I show you Coinbase, there you go. So look at Coinbase. You had inception, a massive drop in the beginning, long sideways accumulation, and then the break into $400 again. So it's very similar, right? So let's go back to Link. Very similar. But yeah, you're coming up to a resistance now. So always look left on your chart. When you have these resistance, like you have here, you're coming to this one and you're coming to this one, you know the target. So target number 1, 28, target number 2, 30. So you are coming into those targets. So now what we want to do is you want to wait for a pullback, and they do come. These pullbacks, I know a lot of new people, you know, they FOMO into a trade, but pullbacks do come. They do have, look, like let's say you bought up here and then look, then you got to pull back to 200. And look, the good news here is, that this 200 is going to start accelerating higher. So I would say $20, and look at that. By the time this gets down to $20, that's going to be a good buy. So again, set an alert, $20 exactly. And at least 20.350, and that's a good place there. And I would love to see where this anchored view up is. Let's go from the actual low. Yeah, it's at 18 currently, so 18. So just a couple of dollars below that 20. So Link, you know, wait, don't buy where it is. Again, not financial advice. I'm just going to go to the latest chat. It's probably Robinhood, good one. So someone has been paying attention. Robinhood is perhaps there you go. I'm just going to delete everything. So Robinhood is the best example. Pullbacks do come, and I shared this with everybody in the group, and you can say this is a daily and then you have the weekly. So go to the weekly and look. I missed this initial move here. I missed all of this. And I was so annoyed. I was annoyed that I missed this, because this is like, you know, top shelf trade. You know, you have amazing accumulation, the breakout. I mean, this is massive. Obviously, let me zoom in so you can see. So massive, okay? Between, you know, $9, $10. And I missed all of this. I missed the pullback. But then I said, I'm not missing the pullback back down. Look, on the weekly, we get to the 50. And on the daily, we go down to the 200. This is the 200 simple moving average. Look how beautiful that was. You know, no closes below. Look, no closes. Look at this. If you put the line Look at that. The line is the close. So a line chart, oops, the screen. The line chart on this, the line chart is the closes on the daily. And look, we came down on Robinhood. So you didn't miss much. It's on the right screen now. We came down on that 200 SMA on the daily for a beautiful, beautiful rise. And I was buying that and then sharing with the group because I missed this initial pump, which was the weekly 50 once, and I missed it all. And look, we did a whopping, look at this, from 35, we did a whopping 200% already. That was incredible, 260. And that's Robinhood. Yeah, that's fine. Request for the, sorry. I need to make a macro in here and I really want to take that long trade. I feel this is going to squeeze again. Casper, let's go Casper. Yeah, it's on the screen now. I'm going to get, next stream, I'm going to have a macro. So every time I click on the screen, it just goes there. So Casper, KuCoin maybe. What's the best exchange for Casper? Let me know. What's the best exchange for that Casper coin? MEX? Let's try. Yeah, look. So can you see here just how a simple moving average can really help you long term? On the weekly, you are below. So not the best yet. On the daily, okay, so you're kind of like finishing that trend down now. So you've had, a nice run up, perfect retest after breaking structure here. So let's see if we've reached our, okay, so 1, 2, 3. This looks bearish. It needs a weekly close above this level. Okay, so there's only one line to mark here, and I'm going to mark it for you. I'm going to go on a weekly. You need, I would say even a monthly now. I would say a monthly close above this. This is this here, this week, this low is the most important low on this chart. And you want to see this properly reclaimed, okay? So you want to see this line properly reclaimed, and that is 10 cents. You want to see this do what it wants to do down here, claim it and close above on the weekly, okay? And you want to track this price to actually start moving up. And that's only when you can buy this thing. Until then, you don't do anything. You just let this, because this could make another low, especially down to 50. Yeah, it's not touched 50 yet. This could come down to 50. I wouldn't touch it. I would wait. Okay, not financial advice. Yeah, I kind of missed that. Let's go Audi. I see Audi in the chat. Audi, Binance. Hope that's the one. Let me know if not. Powell is not speaking. Today is just the minutes. So he's already done the minutes have been released. So basically you have to go through those. So the minutes were, I can probably share this. Give me a sec. I can probably try and share this here. Not this one. Give me a sec. I'll share the, let me just put on this one quickly. And if I just do, let me just quickly show you, hang on. If I can just open a new one. Yeah, best not to, otherwise I'm going to break something and it's working fine. But yeah, it was just the minutes, and yeah, they're basically waiting for more data. That's what it says there. So he's not very good friends with good old Trump at the moment. God, I really want to pull this long here. I feel like this could still push. Let me go to 15 and then we'll continue. You can see how it's been reclaiming the levels that we've marked. So now we need to push this higher. So, from high, current low. So we basically don't want to be buying up here, but we know that target is up here. So what we're going to do, we're going to go from there down to the lows, okay? And we're coming up to that 85. So 85 is resistance right here. And then potentially we can come back down in about 8 minutes and reprice this back to VWAP. So let's see if we pause here for a little second, and then we can take a look at that Audi coin, which looks kind of okay actually. So whoever asked for that Audi, and Anthony James, yeah, it looks okay-ish. So let's have a look. Let's see if we can get a move up to, okay, so this is the 15. Let's see if we can get a move up through that 85, okay, come back below, and then we'll change into a 1 minute, and we want to see a little change in structure, and then we can take a little scalp short because I'm interested in the long down here around those 30s, okay, or even 40s now, depending on how long we spend up here. So let's see. Might be a little long scalp before we even go to these 85. So let's have a look. So there's the resistance. FET. God, they're not dropping this deep enough, is it? You can see every drop, it's very shallow, like 67s. Gonna wait. Basically want to see this trade above that 85. But I think we're missing this. Just no drop. There we go. Just waiting. While I'm waiting, I'll just quickly cover this. So this one, Inception, from this exchange, Audi. Yeah, this looks all right, actually. This looks all right. But let's go to a daily. Yeah, it's still, I'm going to save this on my list. This is on a really long accumulation. Let's bring volume in here. Yeah, we want to see a little spike in volume getting out of here. And that could give us the confirmation that this might be ready to get going. And let's just work on some targets here. I'm going to set an alert. What is the average? Yeah, we literally at it. So $10. That's the average there. I'm going to have to look and see what this is with my little scanner. I don't like how it's kind of like trying to hold too much. So you kind of want to see a break out of the range, really, unfortunately, on this one. I don't know much about it, but it looks okay. If this is the low, first target is around $30. I would not be surprised to see that, because this is a very long accumulation. And when you hide everything, when you hide price and any meaningful things, you can see that we are completely flat here. In fact, moving up as well. So this is nice. Typically, you can see you get a nice little move from those. You get this because of, you know, the average price. Yeah, this is interesting. I'm going to set an alert here just below the current lows to see if we can. I wouldn't buy it. I just want to track it. So I'm going to set an alert below here, and I'm going to set an alert above. And it's basically at this point, you're just monitoring this. You want to be engaged on this. Just like, for example, let me give you a good example. You want to be monitoring as price is dropping, like this is the high, this is the low, this is the high, this is the low each day. So each day you want to monitor. So you want to box in price, and you are engaged with what's going on. Just like, okay, look at this. Just like, for example, this Tilray asset. Okay, so look at this. So every day, this is a daily chart. Every day you're coming lower, 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 making lows, 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 lows. And then it gets to the end, and you can see that it's dropping still, but not by much. And then you come in here the next day, and you're basically boxing in this price, and you're going from low, you know, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, to then changing and say, okay, well, you know, this is only a biz. And look at this, every day we're coming in here, and this thing is up since then, since it broke that high. Okay, so since it broke this high, I mean, look at this. So don't catch the knife, get the momentum. That's 150% from flipping the moving average and getting running. How cool is that, right? So don't be too early, be later, a little bit later, but catch the nice move. And that's still right. That's on the Nasdaq. Yeah, we're still coming in. Good. Right. So we did Audi. Okay. So alert set on that. What was the other coin there? Alexander really wants 3ULL. 3ULL. And yeah, smash the like so there was no more coins. Yeah. Yeah, this is, I don't know. I don't like this one though. It looks okay here, but I don't know anything about this. So I'd have to dig in. But technical, just looking at technicals, if you're sharing this because of a buy trade, then I would say no more, no less than having stopped below this week here. But I would wait for this to close back above at least the swing high. Kind of want to wait for a close above the swing high. Okay, and then you can take this above at least the highs. What is this? 33%. So this is a wild. This is wild. Yeah, I would be very, very careful with these. You know, below. You know, I mean, this is really. Yeah, this is not the best. I would say you got to be careful. I'd have to do some research. I'm going to keep these coins that I've looked at here on this list. I'm going to call it live YouTube, and then I'm going to run a scanner that I have to give me like a score on these things. Probably I should do it now actually. Hang on, let me load it up. Give me a second, and then I'll tell you if this is good or not as well. Crypto. There you go. So what's this called? It's called 3ULL. I'll just give you a score on all of these. Okay, it's games, so that's good. Some limited information, but let me just look at the score. It's a 6 out of 10, so it's not the best. It's not the best. Let's take a look at Audi quickly. This is very interesting. Okay, this is very, very interesting because honestly, look, if you're here for good opportunities, honestly, don't take my word for it. Just go over to you can just join and cancel or whatever. Just go and check on the community and check like these setups because we've been doing this left, right, and center. Especially Severin. Severin is a legend. He does the altcoin streams, and honestly, it's like he's a market maker. He's pinpointing every move. I think I've got it. He's the market maker. So he's moving. Yeah, I'm on the right screen. Yeah, I'm on the right screen there. But yeah, if you are part of the champions, just log into this and you'll see. So I will obviously look at these projects now, just because obviously we're doing the analysis. But yeah, this one again, Audi is 5 out of 10. I don't look at anything below 7. So anything that I look at needs to be above 7, and that's just a score based on fundamentals. Company VCs, active, like everything that you can think of. It's like a really robust sort of like scan that tells me if the coin or meme coins got any underlying potential for the future. If it's all Fugazi, okay, so if it's all Fugazi, I just trade the thing. I don't obviously do anything with it, okay. I am on the right screen. I'm still on TradingView. Atom. Okay, so while I'm doing the TA, let's look at that. But I really want to get this long trade, so give me a second. Let me see if I can still get it. You can see how, right? So the plan was to short 85. We'd never got to 85. So I'm going to be patient here. I'm going to be patient and wait for that. So it's 85. Obviously, I don't think we're going to get that 85 before we get that drop into those 30s. So it's just bouncing now from VWAP. So let's be patient. I might have to set an alert. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set an alert here. So let's go. Otherwise, I'm going to miss everything. Let's go 5 minutes. Let's go 30. Just on here. And let's go 85. To be honest, look at this. It's so tight, this range. Okay. Egging USD. I like egging. Can't quite say the name, but this has a really good, this has good opportunity, in my opinion. I obviously not financial advice, and you can see there, no disclaimer, but I see this as a big accumulation, and yeah, I like the volume here. I like the injection in volume recently. Yeah, this is in my radar, so yeah, I'm watching this one very, very closely. Brett. Oh, I check the score on one of my tools. Okay, so I'm checking on one of my tools. Okay, and I'm basically, I have like a deep down analysis on all of the founders, the backers, the product, the market fit, the tokenomics, like, you know, how many tokens are available, you know, is it going to be dumped, you know, all of that stuff, as well as the ecosystem, adoption, infrastructure, the tech, the financials, valuations, competitive, the advantages, sentiment, liquidity, and then I want the score. And anything above, anything below 6, 7, I tend to just stay a little bit out of it because it's speculative and, you know, not really what I want to kind of look at. But typically the ones that are a little bit above 7, 8, they have like good backers, good VCs, good token economics, good, you know, the whole thing becomes a little bit more like investing in Apple or Nvidia or Microsoft, and it's a little bit better. So you kind of like, especially if it's listed on Coinbase, it's got good exchanges, good liquidity. That's the sort of things I look for. And that's what I've been looking at these projects here. So yeah, let's continue. DOT, let's take a quick look at DOT. I'll just load this up. I'll go Binance, doesn't matter. Let's go DOT on Binance. And there you go. DOT actually has a really good score as well. So we all know this anyway, but DOT, you know, is coming up with an 8.5 score. So we've seen this do very well, but currently you can just zoom back and say, wow, this is an amazing, a massive accumulation between $3 and what, $3.50, I would say, down here. But it's still on the downtrend. So, you know, wait for a break like here. And look, please don't be too early. Just wait for the break. You'll know because you'll look at the volume. A lot of people don't look at the volume, but look at the volume. When you come in here and you see, oh, wow, look at that. Boom. You know, when you see a spike, just go down to a lower time frame as soon as it claims that 50, at least the 50 on the daily, and then you can start going with that trend. So instead of being too early and potentially, you know, holding this for much longer, just wait until that nice reclaim, and then you go with the strength. And you can see that once it gets going, you know, you get a good, you know, I mean, this is 150. It's, yeah, the average is 150%. So if you put $100, you get, you know, another 150. So it's not too bad, is it? But yeah, DOT is actually a very good one. Next, Fartcoin. All right, let's look at Fartcoin. This will be interesting. USDT on MEXCX. And I had a coffee and I forgot to drink it. Fartcoin. Who wants to guess the score? Out of 10, who wants to guess how low Fartcoin came out? It was very low. Yeah, so Fartcoin, no fundamentals whatsoever. We got a whopping, who wants to guess it? I'll look at ADA as well. Yeah, I'll take a look. Yeah, 2.4, a little bit higher, 3.8 FOG. Yeah, so, I mean, look, I wouldn't touch this. I wouldn't touch this right now. So, you know, forget about Fartcoin. I wouldn't touch it, okay? So you heard it from me. Don't touch this. you might as well just go and buy Palantir, you know, as it dropped now. Go and buy Palantir. Honestly, a lot of people in crypto forget that we have amazing stocks, amazing opportunities. I was sharing Palantir when we were below, I think we were at around $60 when I was sharing this with the community. And we run all the way up to just shy of 200. So, you know, don't touch that. Fartcoin, forget about it. It's not good. Next. Look at the scores coming in. 2. Yeah, you guys nailed it. Low, pretty much low. All right, so let's look at ADA. Okay, let's look at ADA. I like the name ADA. ADA, Binance. Today we're on a roll, and I will take a trade. It's now in my time. We are in power hour, so we are in power hour now. So we have another 2 sessions. I'll show you up here. So this is now the RTHL period, and then we have the M period after that. So I'm just going to take a look at the profile here on ES first. So this is ES. I mean, look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. We bounced earlier. I mean, I was looking at this. I did take a long trade on NQ, and that's why I'm up 4.5K. I was short, and then I took the long trade, and I held it. I held it for quite a bit of time. I held the ES longer than I had held this one. But look at this beauty. I mean, from that naked point of control here, from a daily RTH naked point of control, like beautiful to the tick. I mean, these levels don't change. These stay here. This is static. Yeah, really, really beautiful to see. But yeah, there you go. So we're still on those 6400s. NQ, it's that 85. So let's see if we can get that 85 and then the pullback. But yeah, we have now L period. Value is still all the way down here. We've got excess. I'm just looking for an opportunity here. And the BTC is stuck. You can see BTC is stuck. We had the short earlier. I had the long. So there's no trades now. We're in the middle of the range. No trades there. Let me just look at, yeah. So this is TPO market profile. And yeah, I kind of want to see, you can see here. So can you see that L? I want to see it trade above into that 85. So 85, pierce through, reject, close back below, then we can take a little trade back down, especially during M session, and potentially maybe squeeze above L, and then we got a nice trade there. In other words, look above, then come and look below here. Coming up to it. Let me just mark that again. I'm gonna hide the view up. Cover, I'll look at cover as well, but ADA first. We'll look at ADA first. Okay, let's see if we can get this short. So basically, short into a long. And this is all live here in the action. So we're just looking above the high here. I'm just going to mark all the highs that I have and I can see. So that's the level there. And that's the next high. That will be the stop up there. So we've not quite touched that 85 yet. Let's see if they reach up to 85. Sometimes it's so tempting to even take the long into that 85, but you know, we're pretty much touching it. So it's not good practice to do that. Okay, look at that. We're still looking above. 85 is just above it. There you go. So actually let's mark it with this. There you go. So we've hit 85 now. We're hitting 85. You can see it's looking there. And there's the alert. There's 85. Let's see. Do we reject? And this is what I was just saying. Sometimes it's tempting to take that trade into that 85 because typically you get that move through it. So let me just zoom out. You can see there's the high. There's the little high. So we've hit that 85. We want to see a close back below, but it's showing a little bit of strength here. Let me just see the order flow. Yeah, see, look at that. No negative delta, no close below, so still bullish. Whoa. Looking. It would be nice to get the retracement first and then trade above I during M. So it would be nice in terms of like time, but you know, this market is in a hurry. So, okay, so let's see. 2300. Look how they went from that 85 straight to 300. So no trade here. Ah, man. Yeah, we kind of we can't take the trade. It's heading straight towards that high. So what we're going to do, we're going to delete all of those levels very quickly, because it's not respecting that 85. In other words, it's seeking higher, okay? And seeking higher will be the high there. So we're so close to it, that makes me take a little long trade into it with momentum. So we're going to attempt it. So let me go down to a 1 minute. Let's at least wait for it a little deeper, down into those 90s. And we can take it straight into those 20 to 25. Oh, come on, give us an opportunity. Yeah, it's too late. You can see the high there, like all of those orders stacked above the high yet. We're kind of touching it now. So I can't take the trade now here. I wanted a little pullback. Bugger. And then we'll take a look at the altcoin still. But yeah, I can't take it here now. Not unless I take one with very short stop here for 200s. Let me just attempt it. I'll attempt it if we can run. I'm going to attempt it here, just into that liquidity above. But we're really at the range high there, so it might fail. So let me give it to the 10s down here, just to see if there's bias to push through those, 25s. So we'll wait a little bit here. Nah, there's still some sellers stepping in, which is normal. Come on. Yeah, it's a shame. I wanted to go with a break. I'm giving a little bit of space. I want to see if it trades above those 30s. Come on, let's see if we can push through those 30s. And then we can take a look. What was the other one? ADA. So let me just look. Just going to load that up. There you go. We're kind of coming back up, but it's not getting what I wanted to see. So I'm going to break even this when we close back below. Yeah, there you go. So it's not going there yet. Let me just go back to, yeah, let's just flatten it. It's not working yet. Okay, let's look at the ADA then. And then I'll come back to see if we can get a better trade. Let's go weekly. ADA looks good, actually. So ADA actually looks really good. So we have what we typically want to see, that nice accumulation, the breakout of that accumulation, breakout, the retests, and now he's making higher highs and higher lows, and we've got a target. The good thing about this is that we have a target, so we just need to measure. Yeah, that's about 100%. So from 80 down to 130, up to 130. So I like ADA. I think ADA, if we can keep above, let me see the monthly. So have we 50? Yeah, I like it. I think ADA looks good, actually. We want to see, obviously, the low 68 should not be lost. So where is 68 here? From low to high, 70. Yeah, 68 is your stop. So, currently working on this nice little retracement. So we potentially see this. So alert for me will be 75. I like 75. And 68 is invalidation. I'm going to put 75. 76, 75, 50, 75, 50. I'm looking at NQ. I feel like NQ is going to blast through. So I'm going to try and scalp this. What did I lose there on that trade? 190. Yeah, so we've got some ground to make. Yeah. we're basically working with the high here. This is a 15-minute high. We never got the pullback and the rejection at 85. And basically, I favor the upside, but I wanted to see 85, little rejection back down, and then get that long through all of this here. We can see it's all stuck above price now, but it's like, I attempted to buy it here. It's made another move, but it's just not getting that hump through all of those levels. It's very likely it will. The question is, will we look back below 305s again? So let's just see if we can catch this. Let's just pay a bit of attention. Oh, it's going now. There we go. It's going through. A little bit too late. We're still more above. Yeah, there's really nothing until we get to range high. Wow. Are we gonna really get back inside the range? Let me just change this to 45. Oof. Okay. Okay, well. But yeah, that was ADA. I like it. So alert set down there. Okay, so let's look at another one. But yeah, yeah, it is a shame that we didn't get the pullback, because I can see this. I mean, look, this is the initial balance. Well, the range low, and we're back inside. We could. I mean, look, there's nothing in here. We could make a full rotation through this. This is the open. So open, 50-minute low. We're back in there. It's unbelievable, really, when you think about it. And we are. I mean, look at all the liquidity above. I'm gonna take a look at ES as well. Yeah, look at ES as well. ES, it wants to go through all of that. But yeah, we never got the pullback. I wanted to see that pullback to get in. So now it becomes a little bit hard. You kind of really have to microscope this. So yeah, bear with me. Bear with me while I look at two things. One, ADA score was 8.5, so again a very nice one. What was the next one? So let's do this with altcoins for another 10 minutes. So let's look at this very quickly. Let's try and squeeze 2 or 3, and then the last 30 minutes is pure trading. Yeah, HBAR. I like HBAR. HBAR. And let's look at this as well. Sounds good? Let me know in the chat and smash the likes. So HBAR. Let's look at this, and that could be on Coinbase. What was the next coin? Floki. Let's do Floki. And then let's do Atom. Oops, Atom. And let's do Coinbase as well. One more. Come on, one more. Let's spam the chat. Let's go. Let's see which one it is. One more. Come on, one more, and smash the likes. There's only 500 people watching, so 600. We need more likes. Vino, cover. Okay. Right, keep going. Render. ICP. CRV. Link. We've done. Did we do Link? We did do Link. Yeah, we did Link earlier. Griffin. Pepsi. Render. Pep. Vino. Okay, they're all coming in now. Render. Okay, so render. Let's try render as well. Want to see what this is about. Oops, render. Let's go Coinbase. Okay, let's just do a quick scan. I'm going to put this on a weekly. Yeah, we are still pumping here on that NQ. It's unbelievable. Love it. Okay, so thanks for the requests there. And let's look. So the HBAR actually is 8.25. That's a very good one. So let's go with that. Where is it? There. And again, I like it. You can just see, look, why don't we just agree that keeping things simple sometimes is the simple thing? So Do we have targets? Yes. Do we have a nice accumulation? Yes, absolutely. I know there's more history here, but let's go with Coinbase. You know, you have a nice mega pump. You have a full retracement of this. I bet on the monthly, this is like the 50%. You come all the way down to actually look at that beauty, beauty, beauty. Look, that's the 1, that's the 0, and it goes all the way. That's the 50%, not the 618, not the 61.8, to the 7.5. Look at that. Perfect. 2 touches. 1 to the 50%. 2. Keep it simple. Look, daily time frame, low or weekly, low to high, 50%, 0.25. So there's your 3 quadrants of risk to reward. Okay, so this is your best risk reward. So now you really want to see this hold at 22. So let's delete all of that. I like HBAR above 22. So above 22 is a good buy. As in like a good buy. So we have the 50%, so the 50 SMA around 20. So yeah, I'm gonna have to set an alert all the way down there actually, because we are holding that support. Look at the wicks, look at the closes. So we've made the run. I would say, yeah, that 18, it's 20. So it is 20 here. So I'm gonna set my alert at 20. So it's between, look, for the ICT fair value gap lovers, look at that. So it's beautiful. It's right in the middle of that inefficiency. Okay, so there you go. So here's your inefficiency because it's a good level. So let's go from low to high, and there you go. Look, so for those that like the inefficiency, it's not inefficiency. Well, in this case, it's the 50%. And it happens to be $21. So we'll box it in. We'll put it below the low and we'll wait. So 21, let's put 75. 21.2175. There you go. I mean, come on, guys, look at this. This is annoying. I want to get on this. I'm aware that it's going to do the full rotation, you know, from, you know, here to there, but, you know, give us an opportunity. So I'm going to have to jump on a quick scalp here because this is just running without us, and that's not good. So let me try and at least get a couple of trades here. So we're going to go into the mid here. There's nothing inside here, nothing, absolutely nothing. We literally have room all the way up to 425. So 425. That was HBAR. I'm going to take a look at Floki. Sorry, Floki. Yeah, just no deeper pullback, so I have to wait. I'll try and keep an eye on both. So let's go Floki weekly. Yeah, HBAR was really good. Floki score. Let's look at that. This one looks all right as well. Floki. Let's just take a look at the score. 7. Okay, so this is okay. It's not too bad. It's above what I'd say. So let's pop the... All right, so we have some time. So on the weekly, look, we're just trying to break that. And I'm keeping this as simple as possible. So just 2 references. 50 simple moving average or the 200. And then the good old fib tool. There you go, from high to low. We're at the good place, actually. This is actually a good buy trade with a daily close. So if we can close this bullish, okay, so what we want to do here is a very tight invalidation. Again, not financial advice. So you've got the low there. We want to kind of look for that 130, okay, so 130, and stop is literally below this low. So we want to see the following tomorrow. This is the daily. We want to see the open, especially if it trades above this by the end of today. We want to see it open tomorrow on the bars. We want to see a move back down to anywhere 10, okay, above 10 would be better to front run those 10s. And then we want to see this finish higher. So open, make the low, and then we want to see this go higher. So you then end up with a candle that looks like that with a wick below. So you want to buy when the open happens, you want to buy below the open and you want to have your stop nearby. Okay, and that's a good kind of like risk to reward trade. So I'm going to set an alert as well, just to track this. Good stuff. Giving so much value away today. Let's have a look. Perfecto. Okay, so that's that Floki. Let's look at Atom weekly. Let me know in the chat, please. Let me know, are you enjoying? Obviously, you have to understand. Don't repeat, obviously, the coins and things. I just can't get to everybody. But let me know, like, if you're enjoying the content. Obviously, we are chart champions. We have an event coming up very soon in Porto. You know, we've been going on for a long time now. It's not like we're new on the block. We've been around a long time. We've seen bear markets, bull markets, range markets. We've seen the lot. We've seen the lot. So yeah, let us know if you enjoy the content. Atom is dead. Wow, what's going on here? Atom is dead. Yeah, obviously I would love to get to everybody's comments, but I just can't. I'm already doing enough. I'm just looking here to see if I can jump into this little trade. I'm going to attempt it. If we can close back above it. Got 1 minute. Okay, I'll wait 1 minute. Yeah, Atom is looking pretty dead. I mean, I would, again here, I would wait. I would wait a little bit of time here for this to reclaim, to get out of this. And I feel like there's more, you know, you'll see that this, when it comes out, it's going to come back inside. I just have a feeling that this is going to try and come out, come back inside. Because of that, we're so far away. This is the weekly. Let me see the daily. Let me see the daily. And what was the score on Atom? That was 8.6. So really good score, but we are not. I mean, this is a good accumulation, but you want to kind of wait for that injection. So open volume up and keep an alert on here. So you want to see that nice move like this, not obviously to the downside like this one was, like a dump. You want to see the opposite. Okay, so you want to see the opposite of that. So my suggestion here is just box it in, make an alert above and alert below. Once it breaks above, start monitoring. If it breaks below, keep monitoring and then push that alert lower. Okay, so there's no setup here, just, you know, accumulation. So it's lovely, it's accumulating. Once it gets going, catch that move to the upside. Okay, so no FOMO for me. Render. This one was highly requested. And yeah, Atom got a nice score there. So let's take Render. Is that with an M or N? Ender. And let's see what's the fuss is about on this one. Render. And I think that was the last one there. And then we can go into live trading. And look at that. We've got a new 30-minute period open. So we're going to wait for that pullback to 23K. And then hopefully we can bump this back above the high. So Render. Render looks like Atom. It's the same thing. So again, this is the daily. Yeah, just keep boxing in. When I say box in, grab the low, grab the high, extend it, and then just make an alert above and alert below. You want to see this get out of here. Okay, you want to see it get out of this. It's nice, the 50s already, you know, it's starting to move up, but this could stay here for a little bit longer. I feel it needs a bit more accumulation here. But in terms of scores, yeah, nice as well. Let's have a look. I don't think I did that. Hang on, give me a second. Conclusions. Yeah, it's all right, actually. It's not bad. Right, and then as I promised, let me see, BTC still stuck. Let's go back up to And I'll probably do another request at the end if it's really highly requested. So NQ. Let's go to this, but actually, let's go over to here. All right. Okay, yeah, we are pumping it. Let me see if I can get on this train. Yeah, let me know in the chat if you're enjoying the content and smash the likes. Let me see if I can catch this. Okay, 34s. EUs is dead, someone says. CRV. Atom and Dot dead coins. Yeah, yeah, let me just do quickly. Yeah, it's nice you're in the house there. Let me just see Dot very quickly as well. Yeah, look at that. Dot's got a nice score as well. 8.6 out of 10. I really want to get long here, but I'm just not getting what I want to see. I don't really have a score for render for some reason. Might be the ticker. I might be putting the ticker there wrong. But yeah, let me focus here very quickly. Let me see if I can get a nice scalp here, back up to range high. I just don't see any pullbacks here. I mean, we opened literally and just went back up. Look, it's just not getting any pullbacks. Yeah, it's a little bit hard. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep it on this screen now for now. I'm going to go to YouTube, keep Rare looks better, AVAX. Yeah, so price action, I do the price action. So basically, I've got a model for stocks and a model like for the stock market because I look at PE ratios or other things that we can't look at because there's no earnings on some of these, altcoins. So I do look at two different modules. It's all going to be around fundamentals, what the actual project is and everything, like who's backing, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to the TA, I'll do the TA. I'll that's all I, my kind of like, my Ella score, please. Okay, everybody's interested in the score. And listen, I spent a long time doing this. So, yeah, the scores are good. It just basically gives you a kind of like nice breakdown of everything. L is nice. L is 8.3. So you guys are coming up with some nice projects. Ilrome now, Multiverse X offers a compelling architecture for high throughout low. Let me just see who's the backers. Yeah, it's nice. Come on, I want to finish with a trade here. But, I mean, you can see, like, there's no pullbacks. Look, 0 pullbacks. I'm gonna have to go with a break, and it's not because I want to trade, but it's the momentum is here, and I feel like the upside. I mean, look, it's trying to go for those 50s. So in terms of risk to reward, so if we want to get the 57s, 285, we want to drop this down to at least these 37s, which is halfway of this candle. We've got about 4 seconds left, so we want to see this come back down a little bit. Quite a lot of sales there being filled right at the week high. So let's see if we can just take a quick long scalp here, back up to range high. And what I'll do, I've got the stream deck, so once I get into a trade here, you know, I'm okay with risking, like, say, $100, $150, especially today. But I'll move my stop to break even straight away. So it's, in other words, it's like it either works or it doesn't. So for example, right now, so if this goes now, so this is the low of the move here, because we're getting no pullbacks, I'm going to allow this to come to 30s. But if it goes back below 30s, I want to be out, so I'll just collapse the trade. Because we've got those 57s up there, and that's about 380 reward, so we want to just risk around 150. But I can see the 30s there still crying for, you know, a tap. So let's see if they turn around here. Kind of buying very extreme here, but I just want to take a couple of scalps here and take above that range high. There's the 30s, so they've hit the 30s. Let's see if it holds now. No. Let me go to a 15 again, see where we are. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard up here. Come on. It's not ready to go. Typically, just when it spends too much time here, it's not ready to go yet. Where's the low? Yeah, all the way down there at 13. So, come on. No buys down here, you can see. Okay, there's a couple now. Let's see if they get filled. 30s again. And push back above it. And then we can squeeze up to the 50s. So that's the target. 57 state. Okay, back to entry. D wave. Someone is, I always love when you have time for us. Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah, I know today we had obviously the minutes. It's been very volatile. Today's been very volatile. I mean, the mega drop, and then obviously to recover pretty much all of this. There's no pullbacks though. Like every single candle, there's been no really significant pullbacks. So now, right now we can put our stop below here. If it comes back below, we want to be out of this trade. But it would be nice to see if we could get a rotation back up to that range high. So clean those 52s into 57s. But I feel like they're going to come to our stop. But it's not a lot here. So let's... actually, yeah, they'll come all the way down to 32. I'm going to attempt it again at the 20s. We still got there. But yeah, smash the likes. I just saw someone saying smash the likes. Okay, here we go. We're coming into that range low. There's room to 300, so we've got still a little bit of room to go there. We've got about 20 minutes. We got time. I'm basically looking up here. So this is the TPO. So you can see this shallow pullback on the M. We've looked below the open, but I'd still like to see a little bit. Let's see. Wow, someone really wants FET. No need to spam, please. Come on, no spamming. No spamming the chat. Just hunting it here now. D wave. Yeah, I'm looking for a trade here. You can see we have managed to coming back inside the initial open range. There's really room. I mean, there's nothing in between. You can see that this candle here, there's nothing in between it. You know, we've been one time framing up into it. That's around those 32s. Let me just move this to... So this is the current 15-minute low. And yeah, if we do take the long here, we want at least those 57s above and beyond. So we kind of like watching to see, okay, do we get a little reverse like now? So we've got the reverse here. So this is looking okay. Not the best, but it looks okay. At least it's the best I've seen so far for a nice pullback. But now this low here needs to hold, so 19. So let's sacrifice, or let's see if the pullback now down to 20, say 22s, if it holds. I don't like the candle now though, how it's looking. 10 seconds, let's see. Be better if it closes above. That would be the low, which is this one here. Okay, so that closed above, better. Oh, it's just gonna run, look, it's just gonna run. But we've got room. So up to the range high, that's 495, down to the lows 230. So, you know, it's over a 2-to-1 risk reward. So let's fill at least down to 28s. Come on, let's get this one trade. And then we've got the imbalances coming out in a few minutes, so we still okay. Okay, I will push the trigger any minute now. And then I'll use my local stop right down here. Okay, I'm gonna go anytime now with this long trade. Just wanna see buyers stepping in first. Not yet. Look at that close there, not the best, is it? Look on the right. I mean, we got good target, but this price action is now spreading too long. All the way down there. It's not. Let's go with the momentum. It's just not. Okay, here's the buyer stepping in. Gonna have to zoom in and wait for the next minute. There you go. I'm gonna go just looking. Then my stop will be below that 27. There's just no, for the traders that typically watch me trade live, you will notice that sometimes we get these nice recognizable patterns that happens here, but today they're just not coming up at all. And when they do, it's too late. Look, can you see it's just expanded? So there's no pullback down to even like half back of the candle. So I'm gonna have to buy later, like, you know, when we were looking at the coins, I was saying it's best to buy later, but you risk having a little bit of a wider stop. So let's just wait for a nice pullback, and now it'll have to come all the way down to say 36-ish. Let me just zoom in, and then we can go for those, yeah, 57, 60s. It would be target. Yeah, because currently doing higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So it's likely that it wants to break higher. Yeah, and BTC is literally asleep. No change there on BTC. Anyone on a trade here? Okay. There's the pullback. It's the first pullback we've properly seen. So let's see if it comes all the way down. Nope. They just do not want to drop this. So I bought in on that look below and fail, and now let's see if we can push this up to 53. So our stop is a bit too tight, so let's give ourselves a little bit more stop. Caught the whole move. Yeah, I caught partial of it earlier from the lows, from the ES untested point of control. But yeah, let's see if we can rip through that high there. What is this? So let's go with the low of the 1 minute at least. We want to see it expand now. I'm just going to delete all the lines. And I'm going to zoom out. And I'm going to go and hide all of this. Yeah, it's kind of being a little bit resilient here. So let's zoom in. Let's see that expansion through the 50s up to range high. Yeah, still meeting layer. Can you see the 45s? Quite a big order there still on the tape. There's about 22 lots sitting there resting. So yeah, let's give ourselves a little bit of room here until they, yeah, there you go. So finally eaten through that wall. There's another, okay, 35 lots above. So there's some traders interested above price. So let's see if they can smash through those 46s. Straight through those 52s. At this point, we don't really want to see it come back below 36, so we can move our stop up, but I'm going to give myself a little bit of space here, at least down to 33s. We do have imbalances very shortly, so we could get a little push both ways, but we'll be able to see that on the tape. Okay, let's see if we can get the move. So once we get above those 52s, we can either do a break even and then collapse all those to 50 there, or there you go. So we kind of like touching now, so we can just trail just right below price. So we've touched them, as you can see there, not quite, but we can just start moving our stop into break even, boxing in this, and there you go, there's imbalances. Boom, we want to be out just before that nice imbalances, which is a 50 algorithm that hits at this time, and we are getting a nice push through that, so it's nice. But look, can you see? So that's the high, that's where we want to get out, right at those imbalances, 350 Eastern. So that's one little trade done there. We've upped, at least we are back to where we started. But let's just find another trade. We still have 10 minutes, so we can still push another couple here. We just go to 3. Nice to see. And yeah, down here, unfortunately, it would have been really nice. This earlier, when I was looking at this chart, what would have been really nice would have been to reject that 85 from earlier. Like we basically front run. I mean, look at this. If I just anchor my, look, that was 81. So giving us that 85 would have been perfect, because we would have cut the short into, I wanted actually 30s, but we would have boxed in anyway. I always box in my trades like I just did there. And then we would have looked for this rise up. That would have been the trade, but we didn't get it. So let's see over the next 9 minutes if we can squeeze another little trade here. We've taken the high, so we can now go to a lower time frame. Let's look at the TPO as well. You can see we've swept the high. We've made a 1 print on M session. This is the current view for the profile today. I'm going to take a look at ES to see. Look at that. We literally open at 27-ish and we're back at it. So I would say there's still a little bit of room to go back to the open. So let's see if we can still get in another scalp. But yeah, that's a good high, and this is why and when, and you know, this is why it's good to take them profits. But yeah, we're back at support now, so let's see if it holds down here, shifts, and then we can potentially look. But yeah, it's kind of looking a little bit. Let me just put this here, so just follow these lows along. So we're coming back down to that support, which happens to be from low to high. Problem is which low do we anchor? I mean, this one we're at it, so that's support now, where it is. However, we have a good high there. This is a nice high. Let's see if it holds. I'm going to zoom in to see where those players are placing their orders. So the low is at 1920. Let's see if they shift. Let's start putting some labels here. Ideally, we'd want to see this reject still come all the way down to 20s and then back inside, because if we lose those 20s, then I feel like we're going to come down below these lows. But it would be best to just keep pushing. Got another 2 minutes for the next set of imbalances. Let me just zoom up. We had the S&P was Nasdaq, Dow. Okay, we are holding here, but it's still not the best structure. Sorry, I had to just focus there a little bit to take the trade. Yeah, this looks okay, to be fair, the low now. Oof, and there you go. So once I say it looks okay, it just starts to rip. You can see the buy down there. It's too late to jump on it now, isn't it? Yeah, look at that rip. And this is why sometimes, like, a lot of people say, oh, why are we not trading crypto? Because crypto doesn't do this, and it's like so cheap to get into these trades and get out. I'm gonna have to go with a breakout here, but not 40 seconds before the MOC. I don't want to do that. I'm not that mad. Let's see, do we get a move? Let's zoom in. Let's let the market settle in 1 minute. No, to 15 seconds. And by the way, what is the delay currently? If anyone could tell me, because you should be able to see the timings. So it's 57, 58, 59. There you go. There's the algorithm kicking in. And we are going to break that high. Thing is, we have time to push this higher. I might just go with a breakout trade if those buyers still continue stepping in, and I'll just basically risk. I want to see a little pullback below. Oh wow, look at that rip. Okay, let's try. It will be something like this. So we have consolidation, move below, and I want to see orders above. So we've got into the 90s. Yes, still has room for those 27, so that's good to see. Same as on NQ. Okay, there you go. So let's see if we can get on this one. We want to see a rotation first. Okay, 40s. $37s. Okay, we're going to go from here all the way up to the 70s if we can push here. So let's see if they hold these 40s. So stop at 35s or around 45s. I typically like to hold it just in case they do the look below again and go with it. So there you go, 40s. But we had a nice buy there. It did go absorbed. So let's see. Oh, bugger. They're going to go all the way back down to the level 33. Yeah, there's 33. I will let go of this if we don't hold that 33. Yeah, it looks like they want to go to 33, so I'm going to collapse this at 150 plus minus. Come on, give us 150 minus. Yeah, there you go. Because they want to come all the way down to those 33s. You can see there on the right. And then if they hold and turn, we've got about 3 minutes, we can still go with it. So there's the 33s and below. So let's see. If they shift, I'll take one more scalp. If not, then we'll just call it a day. And let's see. All right, let's attempt it. Oops. Not yet. Wrong button. Now I'll move my stop straight away. There you go. Let's attempt it. Oh, bit of slippage there. But let's see. We want to see it. I was a little bit too late on that one. That's annoying. Anyway, we tried a couple of times there, but it's just not getting that nice follow through. Through back to the highs. 2 minutes left. We're not going to have time for that, but we still managed to finish our day around 4K, just under. And yeah, it's probably going to take that low again into the right at the lows there, which is annoying. That would have been a nice scalp to finish, to get back up to the range highs. But we've got 1, 2, 3 lows there, so it's likely it's going to take it. There you go. So it's coming back down. I'm going to zoom in. There you go. We're stopped out. Oh, what a shame. Would have been better to finish this with a nice pump into the highs, but we got that earlier. And BTC is actually coming up as well. And yeah, we don't have any time now. Right, so just before I go, I'll stay for... Oh yeah, we did give back a bit on that trade there, so that's annoying. That's really annoying. I wanted to finish at least in the 4K area, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Right, this is NQ. We are trading NQ. This is NQ. And the reason why we trade NQ is because it's super volatile, literally. And I can see that nice rotation. Look how beautiful those orders are coming in now at the end of the session. Yeah, this is NQ, and we like NQ because it just, you know, it moves really well. This is not a website. This is a platform called One Tower, which is a platform where I trade. Let me just delete all of this. Let me just delete this and this. There you go. And this is just a 1 minute chart. So on the left, this is just like as if it was a DOM. You can see all the live orders. And then on the right, it's just a normal chart. Right. So I will do a few more live trading streams. Yes. Just looking here, but yeah, it's not the best. Well, NQ till the end of the week. I mean, this is nice. I mean, NQ has come a long way. I mean, you know, even today. I mean, this is the 30-minute chart. I mean, look at this. We you know, we had the drop earlier, but we you know, we got it all the way back. You know, we obviously into that nice resistance now, into the close. But to be honest, I mean, there's still another 45 minutes. You can see here that we still, you know, there's still trading time here. Yeah, it is Wednesday. So let's see if the market wants to come back in. BTC, I've been saying to the members a long time, I like higher on BTC. BTC has matured a lot from the old days. And it's that kind of like asset now, which is more of investing asset. That's why we're looking at things like moving averages, because people do look at moving averages. Institutional, they'll be looking at moving averages. And someone just asked CRV on the weekly chart is looking very dead. Yeah, we've had 2 runs, but I don't like the chart how it looks. I'd have to come back here in a few months time to see, but you can see again, look, it's just not even making it up. Just a simple moving average there, and it's just that's the resistance. $1 as well, 110. Altura. Okay, someone is asking for Altura scorecard. Let me just do that very quickly. Altura. Actually, this is probably a great way to finish. So if you want to know any scores for these, and trust me, it's been a very, very long, painful like score, to build to where it is now. It's like really nice. So if you want any scores, we'll do a few. So for Altura, it's 6.17 out of 10. So it's okay. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. ICP, and this is just scorings. Okay, scoring on ICP takes a couple of what's the score of ICP? We're just finding it out. It's coming out. Oh, okay. It's nice. It's nice. It's 8.3. That's nice. I did. You know what? I did have someone ICP. This is interesting. Someone did ask me about this the other day. And is this one ICP? Yeah, this is. So yeah, the long term. Actually, this is nice. I'm gonna set an alert above the range high. Someone keeps asking Vino. Come on, let's do Vino. $6.1. Vino is 6.1. Cover, and then we're going to wrap it up. So a few more. And let me know. Smash the likes. I mean, how many likes do we have here today? Let me just check. If you enjoyed the stream and all the value that I've shared, yeah, the trades were not the best there. We're trying to chase the top, but we got a couple of nice trades. But next time we'll do another one. But let me know in the chat there. Yeah, there's about 300 likes. We want a couple of more likes there, please. That one that someone just asked, Cav, is actually got a really good score as well, 8.4. So some of these are actually quite nice. I think LTC we've done it, HDR as well. Any one score. What's any one? Anyone. That doesn't make any sense. I have no idea what that is. Oh, okay. It's any one protocol, and someone has just left us a tip for 5. You don't have to do that, and it's Jasmine, so we're gonna have to do that, Jasmy, as well. But that one, any one, actually gave us a 7.2. But Jasmy, and because you did that, let's go Jasmy. Is it Jasmy or Jasmy? I never know these things. Have to zoom out to the monthly really on this. We are, what's the volume? It's kind of like score is 7.1, but I don't really see anything special here. You've got a long way to go before you start getting excited here. You need to start claiming 19 cents, 20 cents before we start getting excited. Yeah, so set an alert above 19 cents. And then if it gets above there, then at that point, you're going to be doing this. You're going to be trending higher. Oops. Which it's better. Okay. And then you can go for the break and you can look for somewhere in between the range. So the 50% is going to be your best bet. And that's looking like, from there to there, that's looking about 66% at least. And that will be it, my friends. It's a 2-hour stream. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I'll be back soon with another stream. I feel like we had good viewers today, so perhaps I'll do it again on a Wednesday between 7 p.m. my time and 9 p.m. Yeah, let us know in the chat if you enjoy that. Give us a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one. So again, don't forget, we are chart champions. If you want to find out any more about the setups we've shared today, the technical analysis, everything that we do, from higher time frame to low time frame, like day trading, we do dedicated streams purely at just looking at investing. And I've built a model which I'm going to build a lesson. I've already started. I'm building a lesson on this model, which helps us find, the PE ratios for these companies, just like I found with, all of these here. There's just so many stocks that we've been talking about. Severin also has a list of stuff going on. We've got Daniel doing really amazing higher time frame analysis on BTC trading. Myself, low time frame, higher time frame, whatever it's moving really. So yeah, you will not be bored really, basically. And I actually said yesterday, the one thing you're going to struggle with is time to keep up with all the streams that we do. But yeah, day in, day out, we're live trading, we're reviewing, we're doing plans, and like on BTC, every day you're going to get this. So from myself, every day we're doing this. We're following price down with a very, very detailed plan, like this one here. So this is what I do every day for the champions. Every day we're doing this. So we're following this like a hawk, like literally detailed, looking at the RTH, overnight trading, and I will be looking at things like this. So this is the BTC CME chart with the RTH printed on it. Okay, so we're looking for value, we're looking for RTH gaps, and this is like my expertise. This is where I thrive. I love TPO when it comes to trading, because it gives us a really good picture of what the sentiment is, and you can see actually here is very nice. This is a nice low. So tomorrow when I come in, the traders already know that I'm going to be looking at this nice P shape, and the point of control is right at the high. So this is nice for tomorrow trading, so we can start already making a plan for tomorrow. So yeah, if you enjoyed that, thank you very much, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for being here, and yeah, bye bye.